Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Facebook Live series of Women's Day Week, third episode with another women achiever. This is Aparna Mishra, founder editor, Women Shine. Welcomes our speaker for the day, Dr. Ankita Singh. She is Senior Vice President and Global Head of HR at CIGNEX and founder of HR Association of India. She has over 22 years of progressive experience in managing and leading various aspects of human resources, spanning across high-paced business domains of ITES. In addition to all functions of HR, Ankita oversees other enabling functions like administration, travel, and resource management. Ankita holds a PhD in management and is a gold medalist in BBA as well as MBA. She has done HR and business strategy related executive management programs from IIM Ahmedabad, ISB Hyderabad, and XLRI. She is a certified PPA practitioner. She has been awarded by Forbes India and Great Manager Institute as top 100 people manager in India for last three consecutive years, 2019, 20, and 21. Welcome, Ankita. You have got a great profile, and we really look forward to hear about you, the wonderful things you have done in your career. Over to Rini to take the discussion forward.
Good afternoon, Ankita.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much for
Firstly,
inviting me.
firstly, wishing you a very happy Women's Week. I'm hoping for an insightful discussion with you. With so many feathers in your cap already, I think it's going to be so much inspiration for all the women out there.
Thanks for starting it this way. I'm equally looking forward to this one. Thank you.
Yeah. So, my first question would be very basic. What made you consider human resource as a profession?
So, Renee, 22 years in HR, but probably that's the most difficult question because people feel that because I have given 22 years, this was really planned. That maybe I was in 10th standard or 12th, and I was like, management is something that I'll take up. But I started with engineering, uh, was there for 2 months, realized that that's not my cup of tea, convinced my parents, which initially they weren't. They so much wanted me to become, because at that time parents wanted individual to be a doctor or an engineer. So they were against it. I took admission on my own, went to a college, started with my BBA, and that's how I started my first job. And the intent of that job was just to earn money. But because you just had basic skills and you were just out of your 12, so you got into support services like human resource, customer care services, admin. And that's where I realized that, in a way, I enjoyed being with people or interacting with people, listening to them more than sitting in front of a system and doing some accounts work, because I was part of that group as well. And that's from where the journey started. So while I was doing my BBA, I was working. While I was doing my MBA, I was working. Before I actually took a full time without education job, I had good 5 to 6 years experience in various departments, and by the time I was ready to be a part of corporate, it was somewhere, deeply um, sure that I'd be able to contribute more in HR when we become probably connect, the middlemen between the management and what all is happening in the organization. When we talk about HR and when whatever we read in books and what we were doing actually in the organization, that was very delightful. You literally get everybody together and you are the core, and
Right.
that's where it started. And since then I think it never changed. I took up admin, I took up IT, I took up a lot of business enabling services, but could not give HR. I think last month's discussion with my chairman was, do you still want to be in HR? We have identified a better role, a bigger role. And I was like, bigger role, additional responsibility is fine, but not giving away HR.
That is great. That is really nice. So, what do you see as a major event or trend or basically change that will happen in HR in the next 5 years? What is the future of HR?
So you have all difficult questions lined up. Probably I'll have to make a guess because today we are sitting um in a time frame where we do not have any surety of tomorrow or a month later. We don't know where we will be. So Looking at HR after 5 years, I don't know, probably a lot of things would change. But when I compare, when I started running my HR job, it was more of coordination, and I'm sure anybody who's here and who's from HR field, they would agree and understand that we were always more in transactional format. Now when we talk to our managers, when we talk to our board people or exec team, it's more strategic. So we have already covered a long journey, and HR today is a much empowered profile. In next 5 years, if you ask me, looking at the data, or as per my understanding or in my view, I would say we will have more reliance on technology. So even a lot of HR today, they
So
say
I think,
human impact is really important. Sorry, you were saying something?
yeah. I just wanted to highlight the technology part that is going to merge with the HR. So yeah,
Yeah.
that is what exactly I wanted to know.
Right. So technology has already taken its place. If we talk about today, anything that could be automated, that has already been automated. The one difference that we have clearly come up with is that anything which is possible for a machine to do, that has been very nicely, happily, has been passed on to technology. Anything where you know that you have to be a little more empathetic, you know that you have to be a little more human, those things are still with HR. So when I say technology, we are all dealing with data, right? Especially when you talk about HR, it's nothing but data. What employees are saying, what they are doing, what will be the trend, what's the trend, what was there in the past, what will be the future. It's all about data. Now you're asking me where we will be after 5 years. Probably whatever I'll talk, it will be on the basis of data. Now
Right.
technology is helping because you have all this data collected, and earlier we were probably busy getting this data together. Now in next 5 years or in next 10 years, and I think a lot of organizations are doing it today as well, we are literally you able to use that data. We
Yeah.
are able to frame strategies and initiatives based on that data. So HR after 5 years, I think it will be completely tech enabled and people centric, where we will hold on to the human touch, but definitely
With more of
technology will not be
technology.
compromised.
Yeah, that's right. So how do you balance your job with your family life, volunteer work, hobbies, and other interests? Like, did that on, and also did that balance changed over time? Like, from all these years, has this balance changed from different areas?
Yeah, but I would say I don't think I ever found that balance. There was no balance as such. So when I was focusing too much on my career, I don't think I traveled so much. When I was little settled in my career, I think I started traveling, and then I started figuring out that how can I contribute to the society or do I write only on weekends, or if I can be part of some CSR initiative over the weekend. So I would say there was no balance. While I was doing one thing, definitely the other things were getting compromised, and something suffered. The only solution was you had to compensate, and this how it was done, I would say you prioritize. So every morning when you get up, you know that you have 10 things to do, and you prioritize. Once those four things are done, and still if you have time, you go ahead with 5 to 10, instead of just picking up whatever is you feel like this can be immediately done and finished. So why don't I do just probably the ninth one first, and then I'll move to third one and then first one. It doesn't happen. And when your question is about the balance in life and job and my hobbies or passion, I think it even now it goes completely as per the priority. If today this is the pocket which needs more focus, I have to be here, and maybe tomorrow is the day when something else will come in.
That's right. So we see there are more men at senior level than women in all positions, barring HR. What do you think is the mindset behind this culture?
Good thing is that the situation at that level is also changing. The numbers are changing. The numbers are growing at senior manager management level as well. You can see now more females at that level. But I would completely not blame it to the society or the mindset behind this culture or any culture per se. any individual that would want to see himself or herself, I'm keeping women's side for a minute aside, but when we talk about organizations, when we talk about senior management, you are either a CTO or a CEO or a CHRO where you have to take care of your particular role, and it would definitely ask for some kind of expertise and some kind of time, right? If you as an individual are not ready, if you think that yes, I can be at that level but I'd not be able to give that much time, I would not be able to work in a flexible manner, I would not be able to work during odd hours, probably no organization for that matter would say that's okay, we understand because you are a female, so why don't you join, and whenever you are not able to work, we will put somebody else to you know shadow you, which
Hmm.
practically is not possible. So yes, the numbers are less, but I think things are improving, not just because of the mindset, but also because of the capability of women employee who have come forward and who have said that whatever it takes, if this is the format, I will be able to match the job profile. Right? When we appear for the interview, we don't say this is what I can do and I'll do. We always say this is the JD and I'll be
Yeah.
loyal to that. If female is doing that, I don't see that as a major challenge. It is a difficulty. I'm not saying it's a black or white thing, but in most of the cases today in this world, we talk more about capability than gender.
Correctly said. So, if a woman is juggling between work and family, then she's considered a superwoman, right? Do you think a woman becomes a superwoman just by herself, or are there any factors involved in this?
So I have also come across this phase when they say, you write, you are part of panels, you do external sessions, you are working, you're a single mother and you have a 2.5 year kid, then you have a full time job, then you have to travel because of job as well, and you manage it beautifully. And because of these reasons, you are a superwoman. Possibly for the external world, yes, because they just see Ankita doing all these things. But they would never be able to see who are the people who are working or helping with Ankita or do Ankita, which is enabling Ankita to handle so many things. Like we just shared, right? My daughter, she's not keeping well. And right now, I'm attending this session. Was it practically possible to have her here and do this session? No. If I would have been a superwoman, probably I would have managed her as well as this session. Both the aspects are not
Single-handedly.
possible, right? Yeah. So somebody has come. One of my friends, she has come. I told her, please be home by 2:30 because I have a session at 3. So she came home. She is with Amaya, and now I'm attending this session. Whenever I travel, I request my mom to travel. She stays in some other city. I always request her that you be here so that I can travel for 5-10 days and you can take care of Amaya. So I would say women can be considered as a great organizers when they know their passion, when they know their interest. They can define and execute really well. But I would not primarily term it as a superwoman because it's not that everything is done by us.
Yeah.
It is our intent that we want to do so many things, and the beauty is achieved because we have so many people around us who are supporting us in the right manner at the right time.
That's completely like encouraging. Do you think women entering the workforce now are better off than women who started working with like when you did? And why is that? Basically, the comparison.
Yes. I mean, when I started, I would say opportunities were there. I don't think I had to, I can say that there were no opportunities. But the world today is way different. You have everything right in front of you. You can connect with people on LinkedIn. You can connect with employees of the organization that you wish to join and get to know more about the culture, product, project, the team composition, anything and everything. It's right there, just a click and you have the data. You are ready to make right kind of decisions. When we talk about skill ability or upskilling ourselves, earlier the mindset was oh, so you want to go in, say, engineering, or you want to do medical? This is the course. Just finish this, you are done. Probably today that's not the scenario one. And at the same time, you have enough platforms. Today, I want to do 3 certifications. There are options where I can do it for free. There are options where I can do it for, where I can go ahead with the paid one. So these variations are definitely way different when we compare where I was and where uh, females of today can look forward and decide for themselves. But one thing that has not changed is, earlier also females were aware that these are the strengths and these are the limitations, and this is the line beyond which I would not be able to go. Anybody who defined that line very clearly and picked up a job looking at that line, they excelled and they remained in business or in job. Today, the scenario is same. We have so much around us, be it opportunity or knowledge or mentors or social media help. Anything and everything is there. But sometimes there's a misconception that we feel that we'll be able to do everything. Somebody will help, probably not. And we need to define that limit even today, that if I am a mother, or if I recently got married, or if I'm going on ML, I just want to sit for 6 months and do nothing, just take care of my baby. Or when I am feeling a little better, maybe after a month's time, I start investing in myself. I use what is available in front of me, and I upskill myself so that after 6 months of gap, when I'm back in the system, I'm more powerful with respect to my skill and the contribution that I can make to the organization. And that mindset, I think, has changed. One, because of the awareness. Second, because we have realized that there is a competition definitely in the market, but at the same time, opportunities are in abundance, and we are equally capable of getting any position that we can dream of.
Wonderful. So, what 3 words would you use to describe your ideal work environment?
Just three. So,
You can.
no, just kidding. So the first one would be, my work environment. I should feel that I'm valued, whatever I'm doing, whatever the way I'm contributing. The organization should value my profile and the contribution from my end. Second, whatever work I do, there should be respect for sure. And the third one would be integrity.
Great. That is. What is the secret recipe of your success that you've reached at such a senior level in your organization at a very young age?
40 is not young, Rennie. But I mean, other people will listen and they're like 40 young, then what do we call 18, 20? But yes, I think the growth was exponential when I talk about data matrix as a group, because I joined 17 years back as an executive, which is the junior most level. And today I'm part of the exec team, which is the senior most level. So I would not say that 17 years is a small phase or a small time to reach this level, but I think few factors that definitely help you in this kind of frame is, you've been with the system for such a long time. You know the people that you're working with, they know your working style, they know how capable you are, how compatible you are, what are the things that you have taken and you would be able to deliver, which could be the probable misses, which are your strengths, what are your shortcomings, all those things. Because it's more like family. When you stay in a house with your family members, you know who is good with what and where I should not poke them, because it'll definitely give a bad reaction. So that's the kind of format we all have grown up with. I know my organization really with respect to culture, policies, processes, to what an extent it can be, modified, changed, or we can make it flexible. Similarly, the organization also knows that to what an extent Ankita will be able to contribute and which are the limitations. So we have both, because we know each other really well. We have defined our work format or culture, keeping those things in mind. That's the reason every time something was given, I could take it up, justify, perform, and went back to management saying that this is done. Next, what? They said, fine, we know that you have done this, take this as well. And that, that ladder continued. And that's the only reason. Otherwise, other than your outputs, your work, your commitment, loyalty, and trust to the system, or from the system, there's not much anybody can give or get.
So, I read you have completed one of the most prestigious certifications from Harvard Business School online, right? Sustainable Business Strategy. So, would you like to elaborate more on that? The sustainable business strategy, what is it all about?
So, sustainable business strategy is a concept now which is widely used by almost every organization. How you know that whatever you are doing would fetch an equal or good result in future also. Whatever you are doing should not become obsolete maybe just after an year or two. All those aspects you cover in this particular certification. Why it is precious? I would say anything for that matter I have done, any form of knowledge is precious, because with this particular certification, I think I qualified for one of the initiatives I so much wanted to be part of. It helped, because when we come to an organization with the basic degree, they would say, what have you learned in addition to this? um, do you know what is happening in the market? Do you know what are the strategies we can propose to the issues that we can foresee or we currently see in our organization? And if at all you have not jumped out of that bucket, then probably you would not know where the world is going, what they are doing, what can be implemented. And this is one of those first courses that I did, or certification, which gave me a much wider window to look at the things around, how the world is performing, how they are tackling their practical issues, what was the solution, where all they won it, what were the misses, what were the hits. So it was, in a way, a strategic guide to the need of the market of today. So that's the reason I always consider it as one of the best certifications I could go ahead with. And obviously, because it's from Harvard, the format, which was self-paced, now because of technology in HR and L&D, we are talking about self-paced training, where people can travel. You're interested, you're free for 10 minutes, you just open your app, read for 10 minutes, close it. Whenever you want to take exam, you open it, you know go ahead with three questions, close it. You can cover the later ones maybe next day. So that's self-paced, looking at the urgency that you want to learn something, but also respecting that you're working somewhere else. This format was taken up or was already part of this certification long back when I did it. So I cherished it then, I cherish it now. Probably that was the most relatable, relevant, and easy or flexible certification I came across.
So, any word of advice for younger people joining the HR field as a profession?
Um, for them, I would say when we joined HR, we were very clear that HR is just about HR. You recruit, you make people join the organization, which is the onboarding thing. Then there is exit, then there is L&D, and employee engagement, which later got transformed to employee experience. But this is all. I mean, HR had 6 to 7 semi functions within it. And to us, at least 17, 22 years back, HR was nothing beyond it. For people who would be starting their journey in HR now, you have to enter with an acceptance and awareness that HR probably is everywhere. A marketing team would expect HR to be part of their group in some sense, because they need data about the organization, about people. Strategic people or exec team will expect a lot of data from you. Anybody in the organization is primarily working with the people and for the people. and one team that holds maximum amount of data with respect to these people is none other than HR. So you are called everywhere. Now there are two windows. One, we just open, we pass on the data, and we say, oh, you asked for this Excel sheet, take it, use it the way you want to. Second is, we tell them, oh, okay, so you want this sheet, but we have three more data which can be interrelated. Why don't we sit across the table and we discuss that what is the need, what's the question, what is the problem, where you want to get to looking at this data which has been collected, or to know more about the people. And you can actually become part of every game or every team that's in the organization, including finance. A lot of people feel finance is completely a different territory. HR has to do nothing with that. But how do you define? I know somebody asked me a few days back that whenever we say that we want to do a holy function, they would say wastage of money. But how many of us from HR team we actually go back saying that this is the ROI, this is the return on investment, and we have numbers. We know if we do this particular event, which is nothing but just an engagement event, this is how it will help. If at all we talk about annual survey, we have received maximum rating, probably 5 out of 5 in employee engagement. So if people are happy and people want to do that 10% of employee engagement or Holi or Diwali, which we keep making fun of as a HR process, why that is needed? I mean, we have to accept and we have to find that balance, that we are everywhere, but in the right proportion, in the right percentage. So the output that is expected from HR, that can be timely delivered.
Lovely. That's great. So, thank you so much, Ankita, for enlightening us on a number of issues and number of things that are happening in HR and the life of a person who is an HR professional. Thank you so much, Ankita.
Thank you so much. It was really nice being here. Thank you once again for considering. And Aparna, thanks to you as well. Best wishes and happy Women's Day to all the powerful women. Take care. Bye
Thank you
bye.
so much, Ankita. It was really wonderful listening to you, and all the best. And take
Thank
care of your daughter now. All the best. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye, Rennie. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.